Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Glenn Gooding, President of iDrive Logistics. I'd like to offer some opinion and perspective on the pending UPS Teamsters labor negotiation and the potential for a strike. I've spent a lot of time in the small parcel supply chain. I was a UPSer. I think for perspective, I was a hub manager in 1997 when the Teamsters had a 13-day strike at that time. And so I know it full well and understand not only the financial and business implications, but also a lot of the emotional or political implications as well. I'm hoping I can offer some levity for you and some perspective, and I'll try to provide some daily updates on things you should consider. You hear a lot of talk and conjecture out there around they don't think there's going to be a strike and things like that. I'd like to let you know that up front, I believe that a strike very much benefits the president of the Teamsters, Sean O'Brien. So some clarity on that. I don't know if anyone really realizes this, but prior to Mr. O'Brien taking the reins as president of the Teamsters back in November of 2021, he had campaigned on the promise that he was going to be tough, that he was going to represent his constituents and get the very best economic packages he could. He contended that James Hoffa Jr. had been notoriously soft on UPS, and he wanted to get the very best financial package and labor package possible for his membership. He's a fourth generation Teamster, and he is known to be tenacious in his ability to do that. So I think it's important going into this that this particular negotiation with roughly 340,000 Teamsters represented is a very meaningful event for Sean O'Brien, and he needs to placate his constituents. He needs to show them that he's the fighter he advertised to be. He wants to maintain his position of power. I can't imagine a scenario where Mr. O'Brien doesn't recommend the Teamsters go on the street. If he doesn't put them on the street for a short period of time, there will be a lot of naysayers out there that wonder if he got the very best package he could. So let's offer some additional points behind this. We have a Biden administration in the White House. That Biden administration has been publicly quoted as stating that they want to be known as the most labor-friendly administration in U.S. history. In addition, favoring the Teamsters negotiation is we do not have a midterm election in 2023. There is no balance of power in Congress. And as a result, I don't think there's nearly the burning need for the White House to get involved in this negotiation. Inflation and labor shortages, I think, provide the Teamsters with some leverage in this environment. Additionally, over the course of the last 5 years, UPS has done a phenomenal job of managing their business. They've achieved impressive financial results. They've maximized a return for their investors and increased their dividends. It's pretty clear that the Teamsters feel that those profits belong to them. You exacerbate that with the effect that COVID had on the small parcel supply chain. COVID essentially was a catalyst that moved the evolution or the growth of the e-commerce channel forward at least a decade. And during that time, the Teamsters were the frontline employees facilitating all of us getting our toilet paper delivered to our houses. Carol Tomei, the UPS CEO, is the very first CEO that hasn't been promoted from within at UPS. She's done a nice job managing the financial performance of UPS. She's provided great financial results, and she has done things that have agitated the Teamsters. For example, implemented the use of personal delivery vehicles and gig economy drivers around the holiday season. Took full advantage of the two-tiered driver wages, or otherwise known as the 22-4s, and acquired Roadie, a crowdsourced final mile delivery company that is non-union. Teamsters take great exception to all this and want all jobs where they're handling UPS packages to be Teamster jobs. I think in addition to all this, it's important for everyone to know that getting a good package for the Teamsters is not the full goal or end game for Sean O'Brien. The ultimate end game is he wants to unionize and organize the Amazon inside package handlers. There is no way for him to offer anything compelling to them to vote to want to be organized by the Teamsters if he doesn't get a compelling financial package with the UPS Teamsters. And as a result of all this, I fully expect that there will be a UPS strike. I think it's important to have contingencies in place. And I will elaborate on that in future updates throughout the week. I wish everyone well and look forward to our next conversation.